All right. Susquehanna University, Coach Marcinek, Stephen Weidlich, and Ryan Traub. Coach, if you want to open it up with your opening statement on the game, your thoughts.
I thought it was really, really a hard-fought game. I give SUNY Old Westbury all the credit in the world. You don't see them in person. You don't know how good they are, how athletic they are. But they gave us everything we could handle. I was very confident going in. I was confident through the first half, even though we didn't start well. I figured we'd straighten it out because we got some really, really great players and some smart players. And they made some adjustments. I did say to Steve before the game, don't start too quickly because it's a long game. So he didn't score a point in the first half, and they kind of forgot about him. But he did about to get 24 in the second half. He listens to me all the time.
Coach, 16 turnovers tonight.
Way to be positive. Yeah. We just won the game. Yeah, we turned it over 16 times. It's survive and advance right now. I don't care if we turned it over 40 times. We're 1-0 today. That's all that matters. We don't normally turn it over very much, but we don't play against that type of size and athleticism all that much. It's hard to simulate in practice.
Coach, Traub played big there at the end of the first half. Three charges in a matter of a minute. What could you say to that?
He's done it all year. I mean, I don't know how many charges he's drawn, but I'll bet you he's over 25 or close to 30. He's got a lot of bloody noses, and he just puts his chest in there and takes another one, and takes another one, and takes another one. And those three he drew tonight were very helpful at a time where we needed it. We needed to make some hustle plays, whether they were offensive rebounds or drawing charges, to kind of keep our spirits about us because things weren't going real well for a while.
Ryan to then Stephen, the excitement of making it to the NCAA Division Championship tournament. Your thoughts on how each of you played tonight, and as well as the team.
Well, making it to the tournament is a big lift for us, especially after the loss to Cap. We're kind of down about this, and this is our fresh start. It's a brand new season here, so win and you're in still.
I think it's great when we all get together the first day. We always talk about our goals and what we want. It's hard to come out here and to not say exactly where you want to be in March. You say you want to be playing in March, and that's kind of what we're doing now. So it's great to be doing what we said we would. And I think Ryan was a big lift for us. I think at the right time he came in, and if that game got a little bit more out of hand, who knows how it would end.
Stephen, can you talk about your play from the first half to the second half? What went on for you? What changed?
I don't know. I think our team as a whole kind of figured out ways to attack their 1-3-1. We struggled in the beginning by not really attacking as much, and then we really attacked their gaps and found baseline drives, and that's kind of where I try to focus my energy on kind of moving without the ball. So,
Coach, now that you're able to talk about moving on, what do you expect out of tomorrow night's game?
I think Babson's really good. They were in the Final Four last year. So they have a pretty good level of experience in tournament play. Interesting, I thought that the Hartwick's style of play was similar to our style of play, so they kind of had a prepping for us today with the way Hartwick played. The kid Flannery is a great player. I think we'll be up to the task. I expect to win.
Other questions from the media?
Steve, what's up with the wrap around your hand? And was that part of the problem there in the first half? You're not getting shots, but start trying to figure out a little bit with that wrap line too.
Yeah, it was something different. We're trying different things out. I just kind of had to get used to it and find my rhythm. In practice, we're going full speed, but it's always different in the game. We couldn't really replicate it as much as we wish because they've been playing it for 4 months now, let's say. So it was tough for us to replicate it, so I wasn't getting the same looks I was getting during practice. But once I found that, it kind of felt it. The ball fell right on the ball. The ball fell right on my hand.
Frank, at this time of the year, you need some tough kids, some veteran kids, and particularly in the backcourt. Backcourt's really played big at this time. You're talking about the play your veteran backcourt here when they really need it.
Brandon and Stephen have done it. Really, Stephen for 3 years, Brandon for 4 years, and they're both very confident. In the first half, as we struggled against our pressure, Brandon kept saying, "Coach, let me have the ball, let me have the ball." He felt he could attack the 1-3-1 and make some things happen. And he kind of kept us in with his three-point shooting in the first half, and Stephen certainly got us over the hump in the second half. But there's no substitute for experience, and I've said this many times that I've had some great backcourts. I don't think I've ever had a better backcourt than these two. And last year they both played well. They've all played point guard, which is kind of unusual. You know, Brandon is a natural shooting guard. Steve's a natural shooting guard. But because we needed them to play point guard at different times in their career, they played point guard. So they have two guard skills with a little point guard mentality, and I think that's why we normally have so many assists and why we share the ball well. But you know, obviously big guys are great, but it's still a guard.
Talk about this big guy, because he kind of stopped bleeding in the first half. I mean, you said you hadn't prepared for a team like this, or you didn't know what to expect because you couldn't simulate. And that first possession, they got 3 offensive rebounds, and it really looked like it was going to be a challenge. And Ryan kind of stopped the bleeding a little bit with some of the play inside.
Absolutely, and he made some the charges were hustle plays, but you know he had offensive rebounds that were hustle plays and putbacks, and you know just did a lot of the dirty work. You know, there wasn't a lot that Ryan did was real pretty tonight. But man, he really grinded, and that's what you have to do. You have to find a way. You know, and again, our inside game has kind of been, you know, one game it's Ryan, one game it's Danny, and our guards, you know, between Steven, Brandon, and Josh, we've usually had 2 of those 3 in one of our posts. And tonight we had Brandon and Steven and Ryan. And, you know, some other guys didn't have great nights, but that's a team. You know, Jason Dietrich played great for us off the bench. You know, for Josh to sit that many minutes, for Josh to only play 23 minutes and us to win, the only other time that's happened all year was out at Merchant Marine. And when that happened out at Merchant Marine, guess who came in and took the game over? This guy to my right. He just has a way of, you know, talk about the eye of the tiger. He has the eye of the tiger.
Coach Ryan, not just in the first half, but in the second half, it looked like you were going to pull away from them, like they were kind of flustered a little bit. He came out, they got right back in the game. He came back in and kind of established. Talk about his defense inside. Did he take away?
Yeah, he's has a little bit more range than Danny. Changes shots, blocks more shots. Probably plays with his hips and his chest a little bit better than Danny does, and you can get away with some of that. You know, but he was. I don't know how many minutes he played in the second half. We didn't have him on the bench for very long.
Talk about the home court and that atmosphere tonight, because that was an advantage. There's no question.
You know, that's why you play all those games in the regular season, and you know all those wins we had in the regular season set us up for this. You know, it's funny, like I've kind of had a short rotation, maybe the shortest rotation I've ever had, where we've played 8 guys pretty much the whole year. And at times I said, maybe I should have played that 9th and 10th guy a little bit more. But had I done that, I don't know if we would have gained home court advantage in the NCAA tournament. So, you know, being at home is big. It's going to be nice for these guys to come back and sleep in their own beds and walk over here tomorrow. And, you know, I knew there'd be a nice crowd. The crowd was awesome. And that certainly spurs you on, especially when you're coming from behind at home. You know, you fall behind early. As you start to make your surge, the crowd has a way of rising, you know, raising your intensity level. And I thought they did. And you know, when we came out in the second half and took the lead, the crowd really got nice. Come on, CJ. I've never heard you at a loss for words.
Well, I'm at a loss for words. I just, you know, it was interesting to see Steve, especially with the hurt left hand, him really pick it up in the second half, and to see Traub come in and try and start shooting jump shots. Is that something that we can see as you grow as a player, or do you think, you know, Coach Frank is going to tell you to stop shooting those jump ins?
I'm definitely confident in that shot. I made it a bunch of the times this year. But I think I can add that to my game a little more in the future.
Ryan made 52 threes his senior year in high school. Okay, that's all he did was make 3-point shots. He's not shot 5 in 2 years here, but we hope that eventually that becomes part of his game. You know, we have some other guys who can shoot 3-point shots pretty well, so we're going to let them take up 3-point shots and let these guys do what they need to do 15 feet and in.
What did you do to your left hand?
We don't really know. I don't have an X-ray.
He bruised it.
Bruised it. Okay.
All right, thank you, Coach Marcinek, Steven, and Ryan.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Good luck tomorrow.
Superstars.